So taking a look here at the numbers as we do get them, 253,000. Guess what? It's the 13th straight month now that these numbers have been below. 253,000 jobs added to the U.S. economy last month versus 185,000 that were estimated. The unemployment rate falling, folks. 3.4%. That is 2 ticks below what economists had been estimating. Average hourly earnings hot, 0.5% month over month, 4.4% year over year. So again, just wanted to run through these numbers quickly. 253,000 jobs added to the U.S. economy last month, above the 185,000 that were estimated. 3.4% unemployment rate, so that is down 0.1% month over month. Average hourly earnings rising 0.5% month over month. So this is not good news for people who are looking for the Federal Reserve to cut rates this year.
Right.
Why? Because this is showing A, a robust job market, but B, that wage growth, it's still happening.
It is. I mean, in general, and what you just talked about is leisure and hospitality. We're seeing growth there, gains there, and also even professional and business services. You saw gains there in that sector. So that's actually surprising to me, that piece, the professional and business services. So it just reiterates what we've heard from economists and analysts, that the labor market does still continue to just be robust. Even the data we saw earlier this week, although there was some change in the direction of JOLTS, that was still strong as well. So certainly seeing by the numbers that the job market remains strong.
Yeah, we're sitting over the past 6 months at least at an average monthly gain of 290,000 jobs here. Now, in this most recent report as well from the BLS, employment trending up. You mentioned those sectors, professional business services, just to put some numbers on this, 43,000 jobs added there. And then additionally, the average monthly gain in that industry was 25,000. So that is running hot against the 6-month monthly average. In professional, scientific, technical services, 45,000 jobs there. But healthcare, that increased by 40,000 in April. You compare that to the 47,000 average over the past 6 months as well. And then leisure and hospitality, that was up by about 31,000 jobs in April here. There's usually some context that gets added within this report about leisure and hospitality, given that it was the hardest hit on the onset of the pandemic. And we got that from the BLS. Employment in this industry, it still remains below its pre-pandemic February 2020 level by about 402,000 jobs. So that's about 2.4% right now.
Yeah, and let's take a look at how markets are reacting to all of this. If you take a look at the Wi-Fi Interactive, I'd actually like to start with what's going on in bonds, right? This is Treasury futures you're looking at right here. So we do tend to see, right, bond prices, not tend to see, this is what we see, bond prices and yields move inversely. This is the price of the 10-year futures going down. That means yields are moving sharply higher in reaction to this jobs report. We also, of course, want to look at what's going on in stock futures. Dow futures not seeing a lot of reaction here. S&P futures still higher, but not, again, seeing a huge reaction. And the same goes for the NASDAQ futures, seeing a little bit of a leg down there on your screen, but not seeing an enormous reaction here as people try to tease out what this means. I mean, I think it's notable, that movement in the Treasury market, that idea that rates moving higher is the effect of what you're seeing overall from this jobs report.
Yeah.
Because the Fed has not succeeded enough, as much as it wants to, in slowing down the U.S. economy.
And so I expect by June, at most, we'd see a pause. That had been, as Fed Chair Jerome Powell said in the last meeting, that there had been talk of a pause, but obviously that didn't come up in the meeting this week.
Does this even put another increase?
Right, exactly.
On the table. I mean, we've got other data in between now and then, and we're going to talk about that much more throughout the next couple of hours. But I think that potentially that puts that in play.
Well, we're inside of an hour until the start of trade here on the day. Yahoo Finance's own Diane King Hall joining us to break down some of the job numbers this morning. Thanks so much, Diane. Also here, everyone, let's just recap these numbers very briefly here. You're taking a look at the April jobs report. 253,000 jobs were added during the month of April. Unemployment rate, that came in at 3.4%. The expectation was for 3.6%. So that better than expected, but it'll be interesting to see how the Fed evaluates that. Also, the average hourly wages year over year, they went up by about 4.4%.